One of Chicago's biggest athletic events kicks off Sunday, the Chicago Marathon. Be prepared for some street closures, as this is the fourth largest race in the world. Now, television didn't exist back when the race debuted in 1905, but we were able to dig around in our archives and found CBS 2 coverage of the marathon from 44 years ago. We're cracking open the CBS 2 vault to take you back to the Chicago Marathon of 1978.
Like thoroughbreds working out for the Kentucky Derby, the runners are preparing for tomorrow's Mayor Daley Marathon. For some, that means a last-minute limbering on the track. For others, it's a psychological workout at today's running clinic at the Daley Center, where professional runners and coaches dispense tips and suggestions to an attentive audience. And the reason why the runners are taking their marathon preparation so seriously is explainable when one considers the course they have ahead of them. The Mayor Daley Marathon is 26 miles and 385 yards long. The runners begin at the Daley Plaza, head east to Michigan and north to Montrose. Then they head back south to 55th Street, where they turn north again to finish at the Grant Park Band Shell. It is a course requiring more than fleet feet. How much have you run before this marathon?
Well, I've been training for about 4 months now, and I've been trying to put in around 50 miles a week.
Do you think you're going to be able to make it?
Well, I'm going to give it everything I got. I think I've put in the bare minimum amount of miles in order to get through the marathon.
Of course, many runners won't be in good enough shape to make it here to the finish line at the Grand Park Band Shell. But then, many runners don't care. Perhaps that's because a marathon is a sport where it really doesn't matter whether you win or lose, but how you run the game. Cyndy Brucato, Channel 2 News.
That was Cyndy Brucato reporting. Former CBS 2 Health and Science editor Roger Field joined sports reporter Jeannie Morris to continue our coverage from the big day.
Well, we beat the runners up here to Montrose turnaround, but believe me, it wasn't easy. They've gone about 6.5 miles to this point, and most of them look pretty fresh, and they will be for quite some time yet. It's about 4,400 north, and the running is getting a little bit sparse. You'll notice as the race goes on, the core tends to thin at the top. You're looking at the strongest runners here at the Montrose turnaround. These people have probably established about a 5:20 pace. From here at Montrose, they'll turn back south down the lakefront. You can see Mira Belandic here at Montrose, cheering the runners on, very empathetic, knows what they're going through. Heather is right beside him. She says as soon as she delivers that baby, she's going to be running again too. We're just over 6 miles into this race, remember, and some of the runners look a little bit tired. They seem to be laboring. Can they keep going for another 18 miles? At this point in the race, 95% of the runners are behind these people that you're looking at right now. We're at about the 17-mile point, just beyond that at 39th Street. We're at an aid station. We expect many people will be taking liquids here. We expect the first runners to be coming out of the trees at any moment. You're looking at the leader at this point, and guess what? It's last year's winner, Dan Clater, an assistant pastor from Nebraska. His time last year, 2 hours, 17 minutes, 52 seconds. It looks like at this point he may do it again. The temperature here now is 74 degrees with a nice crosswind blowing. That serves to refresh the runners just a little bit. Most of the runners, I suspect, are way back towards the loop. You're looking at the very strongest people in this race. Regarding temperature, the average lakefront temperature for this date is 58.4 degrees. Some runners objected to the 10:30 starting time because it takes the runners into the midday heat. The objecting runners have said they will wear black armbands for the race. The most recent heat problem was the Boston Marathon in April of 1976 when the temperature hit the 90s. But we don't have anything like that to contend with here. Well, I've been at a lot of finish lines, and this is one of the most colorful I've ever seen. The mayor is here, many officials are here, and best of all, lots of people are here to greet the winners, and it looks like the winner will be the man you saw at the 17.5-mile point, Dan Clater. We're waiting, and it should be any time.
Let's hear it for him, a big Chicago greeting, coming down the straightaway. It is number 3335, Mark Stanford. 48, Barney Kleeker of Shakka, Minnesota. Barney Kleeker finishing second. Here comes third place, the defending champion. That's the defending champion, Dan Claytor. Let's hear it for him. Dan Claytor, the pastor from Nebraska.
The winner, Mark Stanforth, 28 years old of Phoenix, Arizona. And Mark took the lead, we're told, at about the 22-mile point. He finished a full 5 minutes ahead of the second two runners.
Running, he was wearing number 9.
Mark, congratulations. I think it was a marvelous performance. You finished almost 5 minutes ahead of the next runners. Where did you make your kick?
Again, it was all won by Mark Stanforth.
Well, I didn't pass
Arizona, about 2
Dan
hours
Claytor till after 20 miles. But I really had to. I turned it on at 9 miles because I was out of it. I was quite a ways behind at 9 miles, and I didn't have it from 5 to 10. I really ran poor, I thought, and I didn't want to have to turn it on to really try and overpower it from that soon, because it's hard to run 15 miles just on power.
Mark, for those of us who feel like this is an athletic event almost beyond comprehension, what has this done to your body? How do you feel now, and how will you feel physically tomorrow?
Well, running a marathon is not good for you. You know, I don't hesitate to say that. You do a lot of work getting ready for it, and it's really good for you to build up to it, but that race itself tears you down. So that, I'll run, because if I don't run this afternoon and again a couple times tomorrow, the lactic acid that you build up just kind of settles in the muscles, and you have a lot of soreness.
Hey, we got a race coming down here. Oh, it comes down to a dead sprint.
Roger Field has just joined me, and he has the official times and the official first three finishers.
Mark Stanforth, Jeannie, as you know, came in. He's from Arizona, 2 hours, 19 minutes, and 20 seconds. 5 minutes ahead of Barney Kleeker, who's from Minnesota, 2 hours, 24 minutes, and 15 seconds. And then Dan Claytor from Nebraska, who was last year's winner. He came in at 2 hours, 24 minutes, and 20 seconds, just 5 seconds behind number 2.
Roger, even the strongest runners appear to be suffering from heat, fatigue, and it is true that the temperature did get up to 76 degrees, which was higher than we expected.
Well, it almost came within a couple of degrees of what Ted Winslow, the medical director of the race, said would be a problem temperature. 78, 80, and higher, he said, would be problem areas for temperature.
How you feeling? Better.
Roger, it's been a great day for me. I guess what I love about this is that it's a people's event. It's sports for everyone.
Indeed, and they really seemed like they were out there enjoying themselves. They didn't look like they were straining as hard as I expected them to have to strain.
I think they really were straining.
I think the weather was really on their side, don't you?
It was a beautiful day and a wonderful day to be here.
For Jeannie Morris, this is Roger Field.